Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the last lesson of our second science unit. So this is our last little bit that we're going to do with structures for the year, and then we will move on to the next thing when the next science unit rolls around. So, basically this entire unit, we've been talking about the properties of materials, properties of structures, how to make them safer, things like this. But the one burning question that we have not yet answered, how do we decide whether or not a structure is good? How do we know if it's good? How do we know if we want to buy it or want to build it or whatever, right? Is it just about safety? Is it just about function? Is it just about material properties? Or is it all of them put together along with maybe some other things, right? So this is what we're going to talk about today. So we can choose criteria against which we can judge a structure. So what criteria means is different things. And I'll get to that, what I mean by that in just a moment. So, does the structure do what we want it to do? Is it worth it? For example, if I make a toilet out of solid gold, sure, it might work as a toilet, but is it worth the money to have a solid gold toilet? Well, probably not, when I can use a cheaper material and it will work just as easily. Okay? So criteria, and here are some example criteria that we are going to and that we can judge a structure against. So it's cost, right? So back to my toilet example. Do we want a gold toilet? Well, not really. Benefits. So what will the structure do for me? Why do I want it? Does it work the way I want it to? Right? If I'm going to go play ice hockey, I'm not going to buy roller skates. Right? Safety. Pretty straightforward. Is the structure safe? And environmental effects. Right? So is the structure good or bad for the environment? Or maybe neutral, right? For example, old air conditioners. Old air conditioners used to emit what are called CFCs, which will punch a hole in the ozone layer, which increases the risk of global warming. So we don't use those anymore because that structure, the air conditioner, had a bad effect on the environment. Okay? So, what you're going to do today is this page called Evaluating Designs from an Overall Perspective. So what you're going to do, you're going to pick some product that you might consider buying, right? Anything. Could be a phone, could be a watch, could be, I don't know, a baseball bat, could be anything, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, how much what do I expect the cost to be, right? What is reasonable? What do I want the product to do for me? What should the safety standards be like? Right? What maybe the margin of safety, what should that be like? And what impact will it have on the environment, if any? What impact is acceptable? Now here, when I say product name, I'm not looking for a specific brand. I'm looking for phone, wristwatch, music player. I'm not looking for iPod. I'm not looking for brand names. Alright, I'm just looking for, what is it? A hat. Car, truck, quad. Right? And it can be anything. Alright? Your second step, you're going to go online, you can do a Google search and find a specific model for your product. Alright, and you can just write that right here. This is where we want the brand. So up here, you might have phone. Down here, you might have iPhone. I don't know, I'm old. I don't know what my iPhone models are. iPhone 10. right? I don't even know if that's real, but I'm too old to know specific names of iPhone models. Or, you know, you might have truck up here, and then down here you might say Ford F-350, something like this. Alright? Then you'll find out what's the cost, what are the benefits, what's the safety like, what's the impact on the environment. You'll do Google search, you'll find these things out, and you'll see if this, like what you actually find, is close enough to your expectations. If it is, you'll put like an X or check mark here, like if the cost is about right, if the safety is acceptable to you, and you'll check it off as you go. Then down here, I want you to tell me whether the product meets your expectations or not, and then I want you to give me 2 reasons. So if the answer is yes, give me 2 reasons why it does. If the answer is no, give me 2 reasons why it doesn't. And a reason could just be it costs too much, or it costs what I would expect, right? Those are totally acceptable answers. I have also included an example where I've filled in the chart, done the answers, filled in the checklist as an example. Alright? Don't copy this. Don't use this. Do not use hockey skates. Alright? I expect you to do your own. Right? So I went through, I said hockey skates. Then I said, what's a cost? So I gave a cost. What do I want it to do for me? How safe is it? And what is the impact on the environment? And then I went through here, I found a model, so I found the Bauer Supreme S27. Then I went online, I looked, the cost is about right. The safety rating on it was pretty good. Benefits, they're a lightweight skate, which should make me skate faster. And I didn't find that they were made from recycled materials, so it didn't meet that expectation, so there's no X there. And I said, does the product meet my expectations? I said, yes, it meets most of them. It's around the right price, and it's lightweight, so I should be able to skate more quickly. Alright, that's all there is to it. Okay, so once you're done that, you are done the structures part of science for this whole year. The next science unit that we do will be, I think we're going to do heat and temperature. I think that's what we'll do. So we'll do heat and temperature next. Of course, we're going to have a social studies in between. But that will be our next science unit. So until then, take care of yourselves and stay safe out there.